Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Bookmas Day 7. Yes, I did miss yesterday. I decided to skip it because I am so sick. And so I just spent the day kind of sitting around. I worked on a craft all day long, which I will show you guys probably maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, depending on how I'm doing. But I just sat around and did that and talked to my husband and just kind of took it easy. But I definitely wanted to come back on and do Bookmas for today because I was wanting to do this every day this month, so I don't want to miss too many. But I thought tonight that I would share with you guys a small book haul, just some things that I've been sort of, piling up because I last month did that challenge to try and read 25 books before adding anything to my TBR, right? And so, some of these were just on my cart, and then some I got in the mail. Just kind of had stacked in my bedroom. And then last night my husband and I did sneak out to the bookshop. We wanted to do a little bit of shopping, and so we did go to the bookshop that I like down in Tonytown and got a few books from there. So just wanted to share these with you guys for Bookmas Day 7. This is kind of like the end of autumn book haul. I probably won't do another book haul video until after Christmas is all done. So I'll start with, this came in the mail yesterday. This is Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. And remember I was telling you guys how I like to collect the versions that have these covers from like the 60s and 70s. And so I thought this was a pretty cool cover. And it's actually really funny because I don't know if you guys can tell, if you've seen that episode with Miss Marple, this guy looks a lot like the actual guy, but I think this cover was made in like 1973 and that episode was made in the mid-80s, so they did good matching him up. But anyway, it's just a short story about Poirot and his thwarted Christmas plans. We are actually right in the middle of the Christie's Missing Readathon that Berna is putting on. And so up until the 14th of the month, we are reading things by Agatha Christie. I am just about ready to finish Curtain, which is the last Poirot mystery. I'll be done with that tonight. And then I'm thinking I can squeeze in this one too before the 14th. Surely I can. I could stay awake. I actually am on the downside of it, so I sound horrible, but I feel a lot better than I did. Okay, so that is the first one that I've got, and then this one, I actually had my wish list for quite a while. It's actually just been like an eBay cart, just like sitting there in an open tab. I finally decided to buy it. So this is the Juvenilia of Jane Austen and Charlotte Bronte. I saw this on Ruby Granger's channel, and I think it was her that was reading this, and so I read some of the Juvenilia of Jane Austen. I don't think that I've read anything of Charlotte Bronte's, but I don't know when I will get to this. I don't really have it on the schedule, so maybe it'll just sit on my shelf till Jane Austen July. I don't know, but I am glad I got a copy of it. All right, next up is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is on my 50 by 50, so I do need to get to it, or at least get it, try it in the next 4 years. It is a chunker. It may end up being the biggest book I've ever read. Yeah, because it's like, I don't have my glasses on, but I think this says 13. No, it said 11, 12. Yeah, it's just over 1,200 pages. And so, yeah, when I get to this, it will be really huge. But I think that I feel intimidated, wondering if I can stick it through long enough to finish it. But for the first, maybe 60 pages, there are all of these comments, annotations from someone who didn't seem to really want to be reading this book. And I'm assuming it was for a college class or something. I'm also assuming that it was a guy. He's got some rants in here and just some snide comments and things. And then about page 60, there's no pages read. He gave it up. So he must have quit the class, or maybe he was trying it at home. I don't know. But anyway, so maybe that'll keep me, with it long enough to really get engaged if I'm enjoying all of those funny little commentaries. All right, and then I grabbed this copy of the Kate Moss story called The City of Tears. This is actually third in his series, but it's a really nice hard copy, and it doesn't even seem like it has been read. If so, they were very gentle with it, but I found it a Goodwill yesterday for $2.50. I was like, this is a brand new copy. I do like Kate Moss. I know nothing about this series. I don't know when I'll ever get to it, but it is a really nice copy. So I decided to go ahead and grab it, and I might just keep it around for a while, see if I can find the other two in the series, and then see if I want to give it a try. And if not, like, you know, that'll sell for more than $2.50. Speaking of that, I did start up a Pango book account. I guess I could put that in my description box. I haven't yet put that up, but I haven't yet put that in there, but I did start one up the other day and listed a few things. I have a bunch more to list in there, but I don't know. For those of you who do Pango, is it worth the time it takes to list everything on there? Let me know if you guys have success there. Any tips you might have for me. All right, next up. Tim Hawkins. I mean Thomas Hardy. So this is the Return of the Native. If you've been following for a while, you know the saga of Thomas Hardy, as according to Sarah, I struggled with Far from the Madding Crowd. However, I am willing to give him another try. The Return of the Native. All right. Now, for years, I didn't understand what this book was. And so when I heard Return of the Native, written by a 19th century British guy, I had no interest in reading it because I was thinking like American Indians, right? Like Native Americans. Isn't that America-centric for you? So I was like, why would I want to read a British 19th century gentleman or whatever viewpoint on Native Americans during that time? Like, my assumption is that it might not have been something that I felt happy about reading. I could be wrong, but that's not what this is. Because Native doesn't mean Native American in every country in the world, just in mine. I really just think it's about this guy who comes back to his hometown. I could be wrong, but that's probably what it's about. Anyway, it's going on the Thomas Hardy section of the shelf, and I'll get to it. Next up, this is Favorite Tales from Arabian Nights Entertainments, translated by Richard F. Burton. So I did join, there was like a 1001 Nights readathon. It's still going on. It's a readathon in which they are reading one tale every day until they get done. So 1001 days. And so I bought the first big volume, which is almost as big as the Count of Monte Cristo there. And I started reading, and I think I read like 30 tales, and I'm like, I can't read this stuff. This is horrific. My innocent eyes and mind were so traumatized. Not really, but it was definitely not something that I wanted to read. So I'm thinking it's possible that these translations are like cleaned up a little bit, maybe. So the other ones were like on purposefully not clean. So I'll read through those and see. I just want a general gist of the stories, right? I don't really want to know every single story. I do kind of want to know what happens on the 1001 night. Maybe I should look that up. But other than that, I don't really care about every single one of the stories. I get the idea. Okay, next up, I bought this set. Don't laugh. I bought this set because this is kind of like a wintry book, and I was looking for wintry books. So years ago, I still have a sticker on that one. Years ago, I used to read every single thing that Beverly Lewis came out with. And as soon as they came out, my husband would go and buy them. And I had literally every single one of them up until probably 2023. And I loved them, and I reread them so much throughout my 20s and 30s. When I got to my 40s, I just really wasn't into them anymore. And so they just kind of sat there unread, and I'd read the new one, but more often than not, they just weren't hitting me the same way. And part of that is me growing older, and part of that is the author growing older, I think. But they're still special books to me. I ended up getting rid of the entire collection in 2023, and now I wish that I wouldn't have done that. But anyway, so I've got the postcard and I've got the crossroad, and I think if I remember correctly, the main character in these books owns a bed and breakfast, and this guy, who's not an Amish person, comes to stay at bed and breakfast. I think he's like a journalist or something, or maybe a photographer, I can't remember. But he's there on like a assignment. And that's all I really remember because it's been a good 20 years since I've read him. And then finally I got these 3 books, all by the same author. Are they all in the same series? I don't think so. The number 1, Ladies Detective Agency, like book 1. Tears of the Giraffe, which I think is like maybe book like 2 or 3 or something. And then the Sunday Philosophy Club, I believe is a different, I don't think it's part of that series. It's something else that he wrote. But I've wanted to read these just out of curiosity, mostly because they're set in a place I know nothing about. Somewhere in Africa, I think. Oh, in Botswana. And so I just am interested in checking them out. They're pretty short, and I've heard that they're like on the classier side, maybe? I don't know. Oh, it is book 2. 1 and 2, they're right on the side. So you guys let me know if you've read any of these, what you thought, and if you think I will enjoy them. Just something kind of cozy and light, I don't know, but still, like, I can learn stuff, right? Because I'm learning about this place. I'm learning about Botswana, which I know nothing about. And then, same thing with this. This is the Sunday Philosophy Club. It looks like this must be a series as well. I'm not sure. The reason why I became interested in these is I found a perfectly beautiful copy of like the 920 millionth book in the Ladies Detective Agency in that series. I found it at the library bookshop for like $1 or $2. It's $2 or less. And it's a fall themed one, and it's just like beautiful. It's a hard copy. It's a hardcover. The dust jacket's perfect. Like everything's perfect. Like it was brand new, probably gifted, and the person didn't read it. And so I fell in love with the cover, guys. Doesn't matter that I need to read like 39 books first or something. And I bought it, and so then I was like, well, maybe I should try out that series and see if I like it, and then, a few years down the road, I'll thank myself for grabbing this pretty copy when it's time to read it. So I did, actually, when I was going through the books that I was gonna put on Pango, I found these 2 in those bags. So somewhere along the line, I had come across them, and I was gonna put them up, and then I was like, no, I'll read them and see. So you guys can let me know what you think of those series. I don't read a whole lot of series. I think I said that a couple of videos ago, and I just don't, but I used to, and I think I would like to read some more series just to kind of feel like they stick with you longer, because you kind of become a part of that world, and the author, does build a world for you. It's one of my goals, I think, for 2026 is to read some series. So I don't know. That's about as far as I've gotten, is to say, I should read some series. So I'll have to think that one through. Anyway, guys, thank you for putting up with my ridiculously annoying voice and a little bit of rambles, and some times in which it seems I'm choking because I have to edit out my horrific coughing like that. You guys have been great. Happy Bookmas Day 7. Hope everybody's doing well. And God willing, I will be back tomorrow with Bookmas Day 8. See you later. Bye-bye.